need louder in my ear. Dirty. Can you go a little louder?
And welcome to True Talks. I'm Ryan Cameron, and here I have my lovely co-host, Bree Renee.
Hey, y'all. And we're so happy to be here. I'm excited, Ryan. How you feeling today?
I'm great. We live again tonight, so let's do it.
Let's do it.
For sure.
Now, in case you missed the memo and need a refresher, my girl Bree is going to put you on.
Yes, y'all. This is a show that takes place in the hour after happy hour. You know, after you got that first sip feel and you're feeling good. We're going to keep it real, okay? You may have seen me on some of your favorite other talk shows like Black Girl Stuff.
Now, let me introduce the rest of my co-hosts, some real titans in the industry. I'll start off over here with my man, Willie Moore Jr.
Listen, so glad to be here. Just in case you didn't know, Willie Moore Jr. is on your TV show. Shout out to my Flat Out family. We honor you, Flat Out.
And of course, we have Dr. Cheyenne Bryant.
What's up, Doc Squad? It's your favorite doc. Y'all know what it is. Dr. Bryant. Love y'all. Happy to be here.
So tonight, are y'all ready?
Yes.
All right, get ready for some real talk about what's important in our community, whether it's pop culture or happening with what's going on at the barbecue and the bar and the beauty salon. Let's get started with our very first story.
So wait, before we do that, can you tell about the bell?
So when you make a good point, you're going to hear a bell. It's almost like in your brain when it's like, ooh, that's a moment that I don't want them to miss.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's like, did you catch that?
Did you catch that?
Bell.
That's the highlighter that you feel in your sha-na-na.
Your shana,
Right here.
I forgot about that.
Yes,
Yeah,
Lord.
you
Don't
taught us about
forget.
that. Well, we're going to get right into it, and hopefully we get a few bells tonight. So Sister star Tia Mowry is trending on Instagram, y'all. She recently opened up on her reality show, My Next Act. I like that name, too, for a show. And she revealed that she lost her virginity to her now ex-husband, Corey Hardwick, at the age of 25. I feel like she was strong for making it to 25. But I ain't finna tell y'all my business, okay?
We'll get to that in a minute.
All right. During the premiere of her show, Tia confessed that Corey was her very first everything because she grew up in a religious household. And her parents did not allow her to date until she was like 18 years old.
Wow.
The couple parted ways in 2022 after 14 years of marriage and have two amazingly beautiful children.
Yeah,
I kind of miss them together, to be honest.
You did?
Just a little bit.
They didn't really look happy.
Yeah.
They didn't.
Wow.
They never really looked happy when I saw
After
them.
14 years, you didn't see them happy twice. No
Once every 7 years.
Like every
Why they
7
not
years.
together
damn.
no more.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly that.
Gee.
But I really could not believe this whole time that Corey Hardwick was Tia's first. And she did say that they were friends for 5 whole years. Yeah, you were strong, sis, before end up giving him the goodies.
Come on.
I think marrying your first, though, it might not be like the best remedy for marriage. That's just my opinion. I don't know.
Like set up for failure?
Yeah,
I think marrying your first could be really good. I mean, because then you have nothing else to compare to. So you're kind of just like more, I think biblically, that's why they're saying, like, if you marry your first, you have no comparison. So there's nothing that can come in and kind of rob you from that experience. But once you step outside of that, it's like you got other things to compare to. So then you're bringing in some of the negativity.
You're right.
You know?
Willie, so based on your audience, is it common knowledge now that people should try to get together as virgins before they go into the covenant of marriage? Because she keeps talking about that she was raised in a very religious household, so I don't know if she's going to be able to just shack up and live with somebody and then give up the goodies before they have the wedding ring.
Man, biblically, that's what we want you to do.
Come on.
I mean, but being honest, wherever you come from, there's a lot of different issues that happen. And some folks, man, you just can't wait. So now, as I teach my children all the time, I'm like, listen, we're going to do our best to do exactly what the Bible says because it's better. When you have all these different experiences, like Dr. Brian alluded to, bro, it's tough. When you used to one woman hanging off a chandelier, and this woman, and this other woman can't touch. Like, she on the chandelier, but she just don't know how to be touched. And so I think that's why God is wanting us to have some individuality on who we connect with. And of course, that's a spiritual bond. There's some things that you might not never get rid of if you connect with somebody in that way. So kudos to her. I understand what parents try to do. Lord, don't let nobody ever touch my daughter till she 40.
Come on. Come on, Willie.
40, Lord, she gonna, come on.
curse that child like
40-year-old virgin.
No, we don't want her to
Man,
be
she
40.
too
So
cute.
they were together for 14 years, which is twice as long as most marriages.
Yeah.
So Bree, why do you think tying the knot with your first ruins marriages?
I don't think it ruins it because, like you said, I am religious too. You're right. The Bible is always right, but just live. It's right, but I just feel like I don't believe in buying a car before I test drive it.
Come on.
I want to see what I'm getting myself into, and I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I didn't really know that I loved Mercedes until I drove a Porsche.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? I got this Porsche, but I really like Mercedes. Yeah. And then when I get my chance to hop out, I'm getting right back in that Mercedes. So it's like, I think it could open you up to, like you said, the spiritual connection, the sexual bonds that are there forever that you can. I tried to pray mine off, and I wrote a letter to God. God, please release me from these sexual bonds, from these no good dudes that I don't need to talk to no more. And but I think that I think you get that thrill out. You're never wondering what you're missing out on.
See, and I think from a territorial standpoint, I like what's mine to be mine. And so to know that we're married and there's no one outside of me and no one outside of you that has experienced each other, there's something really unique and really, really special about that. Yeah. And so, like, I obviously haven't experienced that, but I mean, if I could go back, I wouldn't mind, because I just think to know that it's just been you and I who have been making love, you touching my body, vice versa, and these are our first children, our first kids, and we get this experience together, that's just everything. And then I think that it also helps with the trust. Yeah. Because it's like, if we both know we ain't been nowhere, I kind of feel like we ain't going nowhere in the sense of sexually, right? We might end up divorcing like they did before going outside the marriage.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Comparison is the thief of joy.
That's
what I always try to tell people. Comparison is the thief of joy, but the joy of the Lord is actually our strength. So if we don't have joy, we have no strength, and most of the time we don't have strength to stay. And so that's why it's so important that we smart enough to say, listen, I better choose wisely the first time. I'm like you, Dr. Brian. Of course, you and I don't always agree, but I agree 100%. I wish I could go back and realize that I had some prize in me. So to my young men out there, man, listen, you a prize too. So when you're in the neighborhood and they're like, man, you better go hit something, realize that you are giving yourself to somebody else. Right. You got to be very careful with that.
And if you got somebody that you are in a relationship with and they got more experience than you and they start doing things in the bed that you ain't never heard of, and you be like, yo, where you learn that right there? How you get your leg back like that? Then that's a problem.
Yeah,
well, my
big
thing is,
problem.
Like, don't you need to experience those things to even know what you personally like? Like, I didn't sit down with my body and explore my body on my own first. And maybe that's wrong, but I did explore through sexual experiences with other people. So that's what taught me what I liked about me.
But I think if you and your partner who ain't been outside of each other are really teaching each other what you like with my first fiance, we weren't virgins, but we took the time because we were young, we were in our 20s, to really learn how to do things that we both thought we didn't like. And those things we thought we didn't like sexually end up being our favorite things with each other, because we took the time to be like, oh, right there. Okay, right there. Okay, not the, ooh, right, that's it. Yeah. So we just mastered each other's bodies to where the part that wasn't a benefit was when we left each other, we both was like, we don't know if somebody else is going to be able to do this like this because we mastered
Did you circle the block, though?
Did you circle the block?
Yeah, did you circle the block, though?
Unfortunately, because we were both very, faithful fannies with each other. Once we left and got into other relationships, we're just not circle the block people. We were very loyal into. But listen,
so no hey big head text.
Honey, it's been almost 20 years, and I probably wouldn't mind circling the block. Shoot,
well,
he was good.
What? Tia didn't circle the block either, because she did say that now she's celibate. After the divorce, she's going to choose celibacy. So she's still on that religious path. Maybe she'll get married again, and then she'll only have 2 bonds.
And as for her husband, who knows? Come on, somebody.
He probably laying it low and spreading wide.
Lay your body down. He been listening to my old records.
Right.
For real.
On another note, I found that Tia Mowry found a really cool way of repurposing her wedding ring by gifting it to her. I think she compressed it down and gifted it to her children as in a bracelet and a necklace.
Yeah.
So I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, mine's still in the drawer. Maybe I need to repurpose it as a pen or something. Because
Well,
I'm hella writing these checks.
Mine was
Okay.
I sold both of my rings. I sold both of them.
You sold them?
I sold them both. What am I keeping them for?
I would have repurposed.
with alimony and child support, I repurposed mine to the pawn shop.
Yes, Lord.
I was like, how much can I get for this?
Cheers to that. We sold ours. Come on,
Yeah, whatever.
Ryan.
You know what it is. All right, let's move on to Cardi B. She recently flaunted her insane Hermes Birkin collection worth nearly $2 million. Now, Dr. Brian, you might disagree, but Do you think women need this many bags?
Listen, Ryan, a woman could never have too many bags. I got a whole lot of Birkins myself. But last year, Cardi B's estranged husband, Offset, gifted her over $500,000 worth of Birkin bags.
Lord, what a
Listen,
blessing.
I'll take Birkins, but that $500,000 needs to be invested into property, real estate portfolio, some businesses. That's more of what I want. I mean, you can give me the Birkin, but buy me the house and put the Birkin inside the house.
Now, I do believe that obviously they have a few homes. So I think if you are a first-time homeowner or you are a new couple, yeah, get your priorities
if I got
straight.
10 homes, buy me a few more, then a Birkin. I want
got a few
my
homes.
home.
Put me a few
I
Birkins
want
in
my
the closet.
businesses and my homes. I'll take it.
Yeah.
So how important are bags to ladies?
Absolutely, for me, important. That's what makes the outfit. I'm a shoe in a bag girl all
Gotta have
day. I gotta have it. That's
Yeah.
my set. I care more about my shoes and my bags than I do my outfit.
And for me, it's about who buys it. Because if my man buys me a bag, whether it's a Birkin, a Louis, a Gucci, Chanel, whatever, I tend to, there's more equity in that bag for me
Absolutely.
because my man bought it for me.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's just, I mean, if some random guy buys it, it's like, all right, it's a cute bag. But my man who's mine, it just becomes special. I wear it different.
Right.
I wear it different. I'm like, he bought this bag for me, and I just love it.
But
I
the
do.
new flex that I'm hearing is not the Birkin bags. It's like women are now asking for land. They're
That's
saying
me.
like,
I'm
you know,
women.
they're like, yeah,
I'm
don't
women.
buy me a Birkin bag. You know, give me a land, give me some acres.
Yeah,
like that's
I'm
what they
women,
doing
right?
now.
That's what I just said. Give me land.
I feel like, yeah, I want that too. Like, I am a homeowner, so I have that. Buy me land, and we don't have our first home together. Let's buy that first. But then once we got that, fill up that closet, right?
Now, we know that's the real story, but how much of his generosity, Offset, is motivated by guilt? Cardi B has accused Offset of cheating throughout the entire marriage, friendship, and situationship.
All of it.
Which, like he's supposed to, deny, and take it to the grave.
You're not supposed to say that.
Really?
Come on, listen. When you got a
Really?
woman that powerful, she put everything on social media. At the end of the day, like, defamation of character is real. You can never win in the public opinion, in the public eye.
Defamation of character.
Oh, yeah,
if he
'cause
really did it, that's called
cheated.
that's
Listen,
called
a no is a
low
no.
functioning as man. Excuse me, a low functioning man. Ain't no defamation of character. You messed up.
But he said no.
That's
he
on
did.
you.
He's guilty.
Listen.
He's free until proven guilty.
Willie.
He is guilty.
After he put his thing in somebody else. You're guilty.
You did,
And
you were.
after he bought the fourth or fifth or seventh Birkin, he was guilty, and more guilty.
Yeah, he was.
Dr. B, is he one of those people that he just likes the chase of getting her back just so he can get her back so she won't be with nobody else? And then
Absolutely.
he can go back out there. Do y'all think that's what he's doing? Because
This is what I'm saying.
we've seen this pattern over
Listen.
and over again with him.
And people are going to get mad and happy when I say it. I always say this. An unmarried man who had kids before he was married and never been married, he going to do you the same way he did her. So who he is a man who's not a family man. So she got what the last woman got and the last baby mama got, and she was too arrogant to think that he was going to change because she's Cardi B. And she got the WAP. The WAP, the SWAP, the B, the C, the Birkins are not going to change a man. Y'all know that. Men change when they want to change. And the same way he did her is pretty much how he's going to do you. I think women should not be that arrogant to think because they're beautiful or they're more money or they have bigger butts or whatever they think they got going on, that a man's going to be different. Men are moved when they're really moved by things deeper than the aesthetic stuff. That's what I feel. And I just felt like she set herself up thinking she wasn't going to be baby mama number 4. And she is baby mama number 4 or 5.
I ain't gonna lie, I did think that he was gonna handle her a little bit differently than the baby mothers before her because she came in as, it was a power couple.
Because she's platinum.
Well, yeah, it was a power couple. It was like, okay, and she actually amassed more success than him in their relationship. So it was like, dang, she holding him down. She's supporting him, and she looking out for you, even though your career kind of like, right now. So I think that we all were like, why would you cheat on her? Why would you continue to be this person? But like you said, it's a character flaw.
Gonna be a cheater.
Yeah.
And us women need to not be arrogant enough to think that we are better than the last woman.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
No matter
Men are
what you
men.
do
It
or
does-
how successful you
yeah.
become.
Go both ways though. Like
Oh, yeah.
Like if a woman,
Yeah.
but we don't think that anything else can change. Can people,
No, I think
can
people
people
should-
come to you and then shift their heart and change?
Yes, so people shift, they don't change. Shift means that you learn to manage the things in you that don't serve you.
Got it.
Because you don't change, you don't become like you're not Jesus. You don't change water to wine.
Yeah.
So water is water, and you learn to drink it either lukewarm, cold, or hot. You put a tea bag in it, or you put ice in it, but you're not going to change. You will shift. And then professionals or principles, whatever you believe in, I just help my clients shift and manage their shift. I don't change them.
Yeah, I don't like that he was cheating, but I will say that guilt made his
His
wallet
wallet-
tilt.
Come on,
And I like that, okay? It bought him a little bit more time on the clock.
Hey, yo, we got more when we come back on Truth Talks, all right?
Don't go nowhere.
Don't go nowhere.
Hey.
Yeah.
Cheers,
Wilt,
man.
Cheers.
tilt,
Cheers.
wilt, tilt, guilt, all that.
That wallet tilted.
That guilt make that wallet tilt.
And welcome back to Truth Talks, the show where no topic is left untouched. Let's start with politicking, where we give you our perspective on politics most likely to affect our community.
So today we're joined by a man known for his fearless advocacy for black communities. He is one of the most dynamic hosts of Fox Soul's Face Off, the one and only, my brother from another mother, Quanell X. How you doing, brother X?
I am doing very well, dear brother. I greet you and your host and co-host and the princesses and queens and kings in the greeting words of peace of Assalamu alaikum. Those words simply mean, may peace be unto you. And into the words of the Black liberation struggle, Black power. Power only means people organized, working eternal resurrection.
Talk your talk.
Okay.
Come on with that.
Okay.
Now, Miss
Meaning going back to the very nature in which God created us.
I love that.
That's good.
Mr. X, we have watched you on Face Off, and I have to ask you, have you always been unafraid or unapologetic to ask these tough questions and tackle those, controversial topics?
My teacher, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, always taught me, he said, brother, never speak in a manner that you don't understand the cheap seats or the sweets. He said, you must speak for every audience of our people. And so, yes, I was taught by him not to scratch where I don't itch,
Come on.
not to laugh when nothing is funny. And so I did not come to lighten up, I come to tighten up in the name of what's in the best interest of our people. So yes, I have always been like that because I've always been a student of my teacher, and I thank God for him.
Come on, Mr. X.
That's
You
good,
are
man.
on fire. Listen, I heard that at the age of 22, you organized a group of activists against the Klan making a bold statement about racism and white supremacy. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
The Klan had announced that they were going to hold a rally and close to the Black community, close to College Station, Texas, and Black leaders were coming on TV and they were telling the Black people of that area, stay in your homes. Don't peep out the curtains. Avoid the grocery stores. Don't be out doing anything. Just stay in your homes. And I said to myself, how in the hell, in 1993, we telling Black folk to stay in their home because the Klan is coming? Hell no, in the name of our holy ancestors, go out there and meet them devils exactly where they are.
Yep.
And so I went to the Bloods, I went to the Crips, in all honesty. I said, would you call a truce? And I went to a friend of mine, James Prince of Rap-A-Lot Records.
Yeah.
And I asked him, I said, brother, would you help me mobilize the hood to go deal with the Klan? He said, brother, yes, I will. And I'll never forget, they asked him, why would you sacrifice your name to be a part of something like that? And Mr. Prince said, because he is my friend. And so we went, we confronted the Klan and we ran them out of town.
That's
Because
real.
I didn't want those handkerchief head, boot licking, behind kissing, old time not forgotten, put us back in the land to pick cotton Negro leaders to tell Black people to no longer to stand up. When the Klan come to town, we have an ancestral right, an obligatory holy right to stand up for all of those for generations who could not stand when those demons came to town. And so they got out of town real fast because they saw a whole different group of Negroes that day.
Wow.
Oh, that's right.
Brother X, I was at the Million Man March, and I recall basically how they enacted some barriers to voting, like changing laws, not allowing people to be served water and such like that. Talk about the challenges for Black men going into this next voting cycle.
Let me say this. If you were not present at the Million Man March, it's kind of hard to describe that level of a reality of love and unity among Black men. 2 million brothers in the same place at the same time, to where you got brothers worth 100 million holding hands with a brother who was damn near homeless. When you had brothers from different street gangs or street organizations who were in complete love that day, that sent so much fear into the government of the United States that they had to make sure that they used the most influential piece of our community to lead us down a different road. And that's when they start giving money to as many hip hop rappers as they could find, just so long as their rap would be low down, funky, and filthy. They wanted to finance them because they had to put the black man back to sleep when they saw that level of consciousness. Now, you say politics. The word poly in mathematics means many. A tick is a bloodsucker. There are many political bloodsuckers coming to our people in the name of politics. Calling it politics. And our people, because we are not engaged in the political process, because we're not thoroughly educated about the political process, and they go and they always use their favorite paid for handkerchief head, paid for Negroes to be the voices that guide us into our political consciousness. And we have brilliant black men and women in politics. Barack Obama's a brilliant man. Sister Kamala Harris is a brilliant man. Dr. Ben Carson is a brilliant man. But what good does it do to have brilliant black heads disconnected from a real black body? What we must have are leaders that are willing to speak for us in politics, like Benjamin Netanyahu is willing to speak for Israel. What we need are leaders willing to speak for us, like Donald Trump is willing to speak for those white folks in rural America and Appalachia. That's what we need. Because if we don't have that, all we have are those leaders who are, quote unquote, asking something for us, but not demanding. What do we look like in 2024?
Brother
Asking
X,
them to do something for us.
what do you feel about blacks for Trump?
I would say this. Those are our brothers and our sisters. Many make fun of them. Many talk bad about them. I've seen some very intelligent brothers and sisters speak up for Donald Trump. And I would say this. We always have a member of our family that we disagree with. But that don't mean that we stop loving them. We always have a crazy cousin or a crazy uncle who don't know they're behind from a hole in the ground, but that don't mean we stop loving them.
Facts.
And so why is it that Hispanics can be Republican and they can be Democrat and nobody says nothing? Why is it Asians and Arabs can be a part of both parties and nobody talks bad about them? Why is it members of the Jewish community can be a part of both parties, finance both parties, have influence, engagement, dialogue with both parties? Nobody condemns them. Well, I say to anyone, black or white, who in the hell gives you the power or the authority to tell us who we should and should not talk
Come on,
to?
Mr. X.
I say we talk to both sides.
Yes,
And what we do, we submit a unified agenda that's the best interest of our people to them. But what we don't need, the black men and women, like our brother, the senator, who was on stage with Donald Trump, and he said, "You're on stage with me, Tim Scott, the senator. You must really hate Nikki Haley." And he said, "No, I don't hate her. I just love you." Lord have mercy.
Wait, Mr. X, Mr. X, let me just ask you this, because you are
Yes.
so on fire. You sound like the male version of me. I'm telling you, boy. Woo. I just want to know, do you think that Black America is ready for a female president?
I believe that we are. But I believe, to be honest with you, Sister Kamala Harris, in all honesty, and I must speak truth to power, was not the right black female to run.
Oh, who do you think that was?
Mr. X, you
Go
better
ahead and
keep
say
going.
it.
Keep going.
The most
I love this.
qualified black woman that should have ran that could have united both the black male and female vote and could have united the Latino vote.
Yeah.
That black woman was Michelle Obama.
Come on.
Yeah.
Michelle Obama is the one that should have ran
Yeah.
because she could have galvanized the vote. And so when you look at our Sister Kamala Harris, she said that when she was running against Joe Biden for the presidential nomination of the Democratic Party, she said she was highly offended by him because he was against school integration. And she said that it hurt her. And then she turned right around and got him the ticket with him and sung this man's praises like he was the second coming of Jesus. See, that's the problem that black people are sick and tired of. What we want is uncompromising voices that are in love with our people.
Come on.
Yeah.
And no matter what side of the political equation we fall, we must unite under the love of our people. But remember, Republican brothers and Republican sisters, the founder of Black history was Dr. Carter G. Woodson, and he said Harvard ruined more good Negroes than bad whiskey. Hey, don't you take a European education, and because they give you credentials, that makes you so much better than your other brothers and sisters who didn't have the right, the honor, or even need to graduate from those quote-unquote prestigious white institutions. No matter what your education is, you must be in love with your people. And one thing about black people, we have no problem with a leader correcting us if we believe he or she is in love with us.
That's good.
That's
Brother
true.
Obama,
Mr. X.
he chastised black men.
What
He
do you-
chastised black men about Kamala Harris. But I say to Barack Obama, you've chastised black men quite often. Can you ever chastise some white folks?
Right. Mr. X, what do you think Trump victory means for us as black Americans?
To be honest with you, when you see Donald Trump, if he gets elected, then that's going to make Negroes realize real quick we ain't got no friends in the White House.
Jeez.
Okay.
That's going to make us realize real fast
Jeez.
that we can't look to the government to do nothing for us. So we either unite, come together, and do for ourselves, or we are going to die.
Period.
At least Donald Trump will stand at the door with a butcher knife and shotgun in his hand to let us know what we're dealing with, than to have some benevolent Negro standing there with their arms held wide, but there's people behind them to where they're the ventriloquist. And what we see is the mannequin moving, but it's white folk doing the talking. No,
Brother X.
what we need
Brother X.
is to realize the threat is real and don't have somebody put us back to sleep.
Indeed, Brother X, you know, time is winding, and I got to get to this because I know that you are in Texas, and, you know, early voting is real important. So what's the latest happening in Texas as it pertains to early voting?
There are record numbers here in Texas for the early vote. There are record numbers in Texas, record numbers in Pennsylvania, record numbers in Michigan, Wisconsin. I even heard today record numbers in Nevada. The numbers are through the roof.
Who are they leaning
So-
towards?
For who?
To be honest, I'm being told, and they were reporting this today, that Trump is winning in the early vote.
It's
I
Texas.
texted
certain-
polls, yeah.
That's
In
Texas.
I'm not
certain
surprised.
key battleground states, Trump is winning. But you know, I say this, brother. The children of Israel were told to leave Pharaoh, to leave him. God never told Moses to become a politician in Pharaoh's government. God never told Jesus to instruct the children of Israel and the Hebrew Israelites to join the cabinet of the Romans, because God knows that no man or woman can serve two masters.
Right.
If we're going to be free politically in America, we're going to have a real State of the Black Union Summit, and we're going to have to come out of there with a unified agenda and platform that speaks to the needs of our people, and we hold accountable any sellouts.
That's what we need to do.
And they need to be black when they do
Brother
it.
Cornell, we need to come together and try to figure out how we can do that. If you want to spearhead it, we would definitely want to be a part of it. We want to thank you for joining us on Truth Talks this evening. We appreciate your insights, and we, of course, hope to have you back again real soon.
Thank you for having me. God bless you all, and I wish you all the best on your new show.
Thank you.
Thank you so
Thank you,
much.
Brother X.
Up next,
Thank you.
these twins are taking the internet by storm, and not in the way that you're used to. Everybody's favorite twins are up next on Truth Talks. Welcome back to Truth Talks. This is the point of the show where we like to invite guests to share their truth. And today's guests are everybody's favorite twins who spent 12 years in Louisiana foster care and are now paying it forward.
So,
Hello, how you doing?
indeed, welcome to the show, Cherry and
Hey,
Sherry.
How you
Yeah.
doing?
It's good to have you guys.
It's good to be here.
Come on at the same time. Cherry and Sherry, listen, I just want to tell you, I was adopted at 3 months old. I love what you guys are doing. Both of you are doing charity work, Cherish Times 2. Tell us about it and how people can really help, because right now there are 126,000 young men and women who are in foster care, just waiting for forever homes. And I'm just so thankful for what you guys are doing. Tell me a little bit about it.
So, Cherish is a play on our names. Our names are Cherry and Sherry, and our mom who raised us, our foster mom, used to call us CH and SH.
I love it.
And so it is our opportunity to help in bridging the gap when children age out of foster care. So those pivotal years of your teenagers to young adults. And so we believe in education because we believe that it's what changed the trajectory of our lives. And so we gift laptops to other foster children. And so in doing so, we've decided to start a nonprofit where we help with that impact. And we have a fundraiser called Twin Fest Louisiana, which bridges our twin family with our single birth family, and we have fun.
Oh,
Oh, that's so good. I'm so proud of y'all.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
amazing. Now, y'all just turned 40 this year, and I think it's so cute that not only do y'all talk alike, but y'all still dress alike at 40. Does that ever get annoying, like, or do y'all plan it out? How does that go?
Absolutely, Cherry hates it. Absolutely. And so I make her dress like me because I told her it's part of the brand, and we're gonna stick with the brand.
Come on.
Okay.
Okay.
I really believe we could do the brand without dressing alike. I think.
Okay, ladies.
And I always remind her that. But it's coincidentally yesterday we actually dressed alike without even planning it. I came out the house, I came out the room, she came out the room, and we were dressed very similar. That hasn't happened with us in a couple of years now because we've been. Because I make her dress like me, her rule is she has to shop and pick out outfits.
Yes.
Which we typically have a great style together, but she has a better. What she likes to say, she have a better sense of style than I do.
She likes muumuus.
And
We
She
gonna
likes
get cute.
boo-boos.
Right.
Oh,
listen, she love a muumuu, and she will move. No, I do like a muumuu. Is it wrong with a muumuu? And she loves
Nothing wrong.
Nothing wrong
And I'm
with
like,
a
child,
muumuu.
we're not doing
And a
this.
moo-moo for tutu.
She would put me in stars and stripes with some pinstripes. I said, no, ma'am. I do like to play with patterns. I do. And so Cherry doesn't like that. And so she dresses us. And so for the most part, and so she says she's gonna look like me. She has to style the both of us.
Okay.
So that's our compromise.
I
Well,
like
y'all-
that.
I
That's a
It's a
love
great
compromise.
compromise.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, listen, ladies, my mother and I dress alike all the
Very
time. She buys outfits for herself and then buys me one too. And we're not twins, but we look so much alike that people always say I'm her twin. So I get it to a certain extent. But I hear you both are single and ready to mingle. What's dating like being? Yeah, but what's dating like being a twin?
Fun. In our earlier years, we were pranksters, so we played a lot of jokes on people. I used to tell people that we used to date when they walk up to us, they would just ask us our name. So one of the things that we did was we would send the wrong twin on the date.
That's
Would
cute.
y'all ever get caught?
No, difference, which is crazy because we have one of the most very recognizable difference that most people never pay attention to. They
What's
really
that?
don't.
What's
I
that?
think I see it.
I have a mole. My
Oh.
sister has a mole. I have a mole on my nose, and most people in the world do not pay attention to it. It's very prominent. Like it sits right down the bridge of her nose. She says a beauty mark. I said she was just born with it.
Okay.
My face for my face. But yeah, so we would definitely send the wrong twin on purpose on the date. But date is different because what we require, it doesn't seem like it's available.
Girl,
But
for
when we
all of us.
recently went to yeah, so when we recently went to New York, my sister came back with a takeaway that our husband is definitely in the tri-state area. He's from Louisiana. I'm gonna bring him to Louisiana, but he's definitely not in Louisiana.
Probably
But
not.
yes, yeah, we have very different tastes
Okay.
in people. She typically like a doorknob.
What does that mean?
That means he's short
Okay. Well, she's
as a
open.
doorknob.
They say the short men are taking care of the women, so you need to be open
Yeah.
too. But I never really wanted a twin. I never wanted to be one because I'm a little self-centered. I'll be honest. But if I did have a twin, I would make my twin do all the things that I didn't want to do. Like I would make them go do all my work, like you said, go on dates with people I didn't really want to go on dates with. But what's like the craziest twin prank y'all ever pulled off, aside from the dating?
One thing that we pulled off that was successful, I don't know if Cherry showed this to you guys, is that when we were younger, I used to always tell people that we were first cousins. Yes. And I used to tell people our mom and dad were
Imagine
identical
that.
twins who married each other, and we looked so much alike. And I still remember we met this lady and we had her gone, and she was like, "Oh my God, I'm sure there was a newspaper story." There's not a newspaper like that. I mean, she was searching and everything. And this has been a while. And this is long before like everyone had a cell phone. And I was telling her, I was like, no, I don't know if it might have been in the local paper, but I don't think it made a big splash. I was like, but our moms are identical twins, our dads are identical
Wow.
twins,
That's
and
crazy.
we're first cousins. We're not twins. And when I tell you, it was so funny. It got to the point that Cherry felt so bad for the lady. But this is the thing. She's the prankster. I just follow along with the prank. In addition, when we would go out and meet people, she would tell people our names were fruit and wine. And they would believe that our names were fruit and wine.
Not
And
fruit
then
and
Fruit and
wine.
wine.
she say, "You saying not fruit and wine?" I'll get real indignant. I'll be like, "What you trying to say about my mom?" She can name me no food and wine. Like I act like that. Like I really get involved in it to the point where you have no choice but to believe me. Yes, but her pranks also led us to two different high schools. Yeah, it did. So we cannot confirm or deny, but it was alleged. Alleged. It was not been. And the people who could prove it are no longer on this earth.
Wow.
Yes, that's our parents. That we would teach each other tests.
I got to ask you this.
And
I do a charitable foundation with a neighborhood family, and they bring together foster kids, and when they are separated, they make sure that the siblings stay together. We do an annual holiday event. They don't separate the brothers and the sisters. How important was it when y'all ended up in foster care at the age of 6 that y'all were together?
The most pivotal thing that happened to us. Actually separated though. We were separated from 10 to 11. We were separated. We didn't get back together. So when we were separated at 10, the goal was for us to be permanently separated and that for us to be adopted in 2 different homes. Yes. So that was one of the recommendations from a psychologist who made that a recommendation to DCFS, which is Louisiana Department of Children and Family Services. And so we were separated from 10 to 11. We didn't get back together. After 11th birthday. 11th birthday, yeah.
Wow.
So that school year. But we really believe that changed the trajectory of our life is that our mom, when we say mom, it's our foster mom who raised us at 10. And she was a twin, Louise. And she was, she was one of 3 sets of twins. And we are one of 3 sets of twins. So biologically, our biological father has 1 of 3 sets of twins, and our foster mama was 1 of 3 sets of twins.
Oh my gosh! So y'all just twinning and twinning and twinning.
Jeez.
Gosh.
So that's why I don't have the identity proportion. Yes.
Okay.
So we really believe that we always call the power of 2. And if you are familiar with the Bible and the Word of God, it says where 2 or 3 are gathered. And we believe that because it was an experience that we went through together, while we may have felt alone, we knew we wasn't alone. Yeah. And we had somebody who motivated and kept us together because we're very competitive, against each other. We are. And so one person wasn't going to come home with all A's without the other twin coming home with all A's.
That's so good.
And that competitiveness helped to foster that. And so that environment that we had. And so we definitely had family and we had the support of one another that we truly know and understand is one of the reasons why we were are successes of the system and not statistics of the system, like so many others.
Yeah, that support makes a big, big difference, ladies. So I heard your biological mother threatened to kill you when she found out that she lost custody. And, you know, can you just tell us more about that? That just seems like that might have been something kind of hard to deal with.
Scary at our age to have that experience. Actually, our foster mom navigated that experience. Our foster mom, Mama Anna, that's our first foster mom. She navigated that experience, and she actually helped us to realize that education doesn't always equate to knowledge. Because in that room, Mama Anna was the least educated person in that room, meaning that she did not have like a college degree, letters behind her name, but what she did have was wisdom. And she navigated that situation that where we can look back and actually have empathy and understanding for why our mother felt the way that she felt. And she is the reason why we got out of that room alive. But we'll tell you in more detail in our book, which is coming in the first quarter of 2025. So we do go into a lot of details of what happened in that and what that experience was like for us.
That's beautiful.
Well, we want to thank you guys so much, Cherry and Sherry, for joining us today. A powerful story. We can't wait for the book to come out. And when we come back, you know, Justice Smollett is back at work. So let's revisit what went down 5 years ago. You don't want to miss it. More True Talks is up next. And welcome back. Last year, Carly Russell of Alabama captured the nation's attention when she mysteriously disappeared and faked her own kidnapping. Carly pulled the Justice Smollett card and was exposed.
Now, in case you don't remember, it's been nearly 6 years since Empire actor Jussie Smollett staged a racist and homophobic attack on himself, and he was found guilty of 5 felony counts of disorderly conduct. Now, do y'all think Carly pulled this hoax on her own, or was she just copying Jussie Smollett's lead?
Well, I don't think she pulled it on her own because she had a white baby in there. See, Jussie just had a Subway sandwich and a noose around his neck and some bleach. But when you had a white baby in a diaper running down the highway, that's something you came up with on yourself.
Yeah, she did come up with that on her own. And I say that, you know, Carly, like a lot of women, I ain't gonna say now, but in my younger days, I used to be a little dramatic. You wanna make your boyfriend mad. I ain't never staged a kidnapping, but you might be like, I'm sick or I'm hurt, or, you know, you want him to get a little emotional just to see if he still love you a little bit. But girl, you ain't supposed to follow through with it. You just supposed to play a little bit.
Listen, I think anybody staging a kidnapping needs to be in the Dr. Brian session. Right. Because that's a problem. Now, I can see being sexist or like, you know, this may be far, maybe I need to be in the chair for what I'm about to say, or maybe even saying like, I'm pregnant, but you ain't. Yeah. But a kidnapping, that's like far. I mean, I've done an April Fool's where you Google a pregnancy test and then send it and you're like, oh, April Fool's. But a kidnapping.
You did an April Fool's joke on who?
I sure did.
And said,
on my fiance.
I'm pregnant, April Fool's.
On my fiance, yeah.
How did he respond?
He was upset because he wanted us to be pregnant. He was upset. But he got over it, but he was upset. He was just like excited, and I let him call his mom, so I let it go too far.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's nasty work, That's nasty work, Dr. P.
But you didn't take it as far as she took it. She took it way too far, and so did Jussie.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So now a white woman by the name of Sherry Papini also faked her kidnapping, but her story did not receive as much scrutiny and criticism as Carly Russell. And Jussie Smollett, at the same time, they both did the same thing. Do you think her case was treated differently, and why?
Absolutely. It's a case of single white woman tears. You know, that's classic in America. I don't know if y'all seen that movie Rosewood.
Okay.
It's an old movie based on a true story in Florida where the white woman said, oh, a black man raped her, black man raped her. The whole time she had slept with another white man just because.
And they killed him.
And they killed him, and they destroyed the whole town.
But then she came out recently a few years ago and admitted that she lied.
Yeah, she did lie.
Crazy.
And that's what I'm saying. In America, we always come to the rescue of white women tears. So I feel like, yes, that's why she got a different treatment. White women always gonna get different treatment.
Well, and I think she acted it out better than Jussie. Jussie just made it look so fake. Yeah. I mean, I was watching like, brother, I mean, the video that they had or whatever, it was just like they was fighting. It was like a movie.
Yeah.
Put them in like, I was like, okay, this really didn't happen.
You're right. And I was like,
was
you know
crazy.
what? As an actor, sometimes, like, Jesse, your imagination can get the best of you.
And it did that time.
You should have just kept that for a script, Jesse.
Yeah.
You shouldn't have played it
You
out in
should've
real
wrote a
life. You
screenplay.
should have wrote a
That would've came out a
screenplay.
whole lot
It
better.
backplayed against him.
Yeah.
It backfired against him
He
the
got
whole
fired.
time.
He did.
Yeah,
It's
and
like-
and the city of Chicago ended up suing him for $130,000 because they said he wasted all of their time and resources because you have people like Viola Davis. They were all coming out making these statements like this is a tragedy and this is racism in America, and he called himself the gay Tupac. I mean, it was
Yeah, that's what I was about
it
to
was
say.
it was rough, man, and it seems like Justice trying to
Wait a minute.
clean up.
Hold on,
Well, you
Ryan.
didn't know about
He
that?
did.
Ryan
Yeah,
can't
that's what he
stop.
said. I'm
If
the
he
gay
said
Tupac.
the gay
The gay Tupac.
That's what he
now,
said.
Now listen, can y'all imagine, just for 1
What?
second, a gay Tupac getting kidnapped, even Tupac being gay,
Right.
would have lit their butts up. Okay, Tupac wouldn't have been up there being kidnapped.
No, he wouldn't have. I don't even understand the Tupac
The gay
reference in that.
Tupac.
No, I don't get it.
He said because he fought back.
Yeah, that's what he was saying. It's like I fought back, and so I'm the gay Tupac. It's one thing that I really understand. Some people like drugs, some people like alcohol.
And some
But
people
that
like
damn
attention.
fame, that
And
damn fame,
attention.
and
People like
attention,
attention.
it is
Yeah.
a terrible drug.
I
And
mean,
when you start seeing it decline, that's when
Right.
you start doing some crazy
You
stuff.
can even see like some of the other stars on Empire, even the guy who played Hakeem,
Yeah.
his spiral out of control, man. It's almost like the show has been cursed
It is.
because
Is that-
everybody who was, they could not handle that fame.
Yeah.
It's been a whole lot of other
But
stuff
is
that's
that
come
the
out of
one?
there.
Is that the one who's doing the gay porn now?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes,
Poor-
the attention
now,
seeking.
young
poor
kid,
now I feel now him, Jesse, I don't feel sorry for you, but the baby he's not a baby, the young man doing the gay
Yeah.
porn, it is just it's
A
like
lot.
it's exploiting. It's so sad. That is definitely a mental health. Him doing that to that
Right.
level.
Yeah, it is.
That's
but Ryan,
crazy.
to your point, like you said, they sued him. The city of Chicago sued him for
130 grand. They want their money back.
And they not gonna do that to the white girl that was missing. That's
Okay.
my point. Like you as white, you can always get away with more. We seen that with Trump running for president.
That's
But I'm
probably,
gonna rest on that.
probably because she been paying her taxes and him.
Oh,
Let me
wow.
stop.
But we know that
Jesse.
we do know that
He
Justin is
might
trying to
say
clean up his
that.
image.
We
He's
don't
trying to
know.
clean up his image. He's returned to the big screen in a new film called The Last Holiday. Robert Downey Jr. has the biggest Hollywood redemption story of all times, going from all the things that spun his life out of control to now he's one of the richest in Hollywood. And again, we want to thank y'all for chiming in on the comments on YouTube, and make sure that you, of course, follow us at Fox Soul and let us know what you think.
And Truth Talks on Fox.
Yeah, and we're on Instagram now.
We're on Instagram.
Yeah, follow us on IG.
Listen, next up, y'all, we are answering your relationship questions. All the stuff you want to know about relationships, all the tips and tools, so you don't want to miss it. Stick with us. We'll be right back.
And welcome back to Truth Talks. Now, we couldn't call the show Truth Talks if we didn't help those that are watching. Life is hard, and one of the hardest parts is navigating relationships. So we're about to hit it or quit it. We've asked our truth tellers to DM us about their relationship issues, and I've been the best crew in the world. All y'all gonna help out, right?
Yes.
Yes,
Okay,
yes,
let's
we got
go.
you
All right,
right.
thanks, Ryan. You already know what's up, Truth Tellers. Now, I have a call for help from one of our anonymous viewers.
Got it.
This relationship issue says, my wife and I have been married for 12 years. When we were in college, I must admit we were just a little bit wild, and we had fun with one of her friends. I'll leave it at that, Well, it turns out that same friend just notified me recently in saying that we have a son from one of those secret rendezvous.
Wow.
He is 15, and yes, I did a paternity test. He is mine.
Wow.
Should I tell my wife? And if so, how should I tell her? You
Yeah.
gotta let them know.
You gotta tell.
You gotta tell her.
You
I
gotta
want you
tell her.
really-
You don't want her to find out this stuff in
You
the street.
gotta
Just real
tell her.
quick, real story. I'm 5 years in marriage. A young lady called me and said, I think I had a baby, such and such. I called. I said, well, listen, me and my wife, we're gonna meet you. That girl never called back again.
Wow.
She just never called back again. So I think she thought I was gonna keep that thing a secret, but no, like we are one. The Bible talks about the two will become one. And so if we one, she can feel it in her shana now with something
Yeah,
off.
and I think in this situation, being that she authorized and she was a part of the threesome, in my opinion, if it's his baby, it's her baby, because they
Right.
both did the girl at the same time. So they both was pregnant,
right.
all three of them. So now you got to try co-parenting that's going on, because it's not like he did it infidelity behind her back.
She was there.
She was there. She was present. So not he got a baby.
Y'all
got a
Yeah,
baby.
now she got a baby. We got a baby.
got a baby.
Yeah.
So it should be, it should be, because he like, baby, Remember when we did that girl?
Right.
We got a baby.
Right.
So how are we gonna handle this?
We got something we got to handle from that. Yeah, we got to deal with that.
So
together.
how is the baby 15 and they've been married 12?
And I think I want to
Oh,
know
because they did it in college.
did it in
in college. And do they have a baby? And are those two kids the same age? That's what I want to know. Like, are similar ages? Like, did she get
like
pregnant
Lil Wayne
after?
said, I got 3 kids and they all 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the good thing is he already 15, so you ain't got too much more rearing to do. I mean, well, you know,
And
you
she
never.
can't leave them and be mad. They
Yeah,
was
y'all did it
doing it
together.
together.
Yeah.
I think you just got to tell.
See, that's why I don't play around. I'm not having no threesomes because I'm not.
So do you hit it or quit it?
Oh,
They already hit
listen,
it.
they
I'm talking about
already
y'all.
hit it. They already
Oh,
hit it.
I'm talking about the anonymous. I'm
Listen.
talking about y'all.
They should have never hit her to begin with. This what happens
Right.
when you hit it. You
Yeah.
should have quit it
You
from the
shoulda
beginning.
quit it from the
Then you
jump.
wouldn't be having a re-hit. Let me say this. Now,
You
now that she
A
is,
re-hitter.
now that she is their baby mama, they might as well keep hitting her.
Yeah.
At this point,
Yeah.
What you
Move
think,
in. Now
Bree?
y'all one big happy family.
Would you hit it or quit it, Bree?
I think they already hit it, like she said.
No,
and
would you hit it or
I
quit
would have
it?
quit it from jump. I don't like sharing.
Yeah.
Once I lick it, it's mine, and I ain't sharing it.
Like a
Told
lot of
y'all,
them.
that's why I don't want no twin, because I don't want to share nothing. That's just me.
Yeah. Definitely quit it. Definitely ain't doing all that extracurricular activity. In college, I was trying to get that bread.
Yeah.
I wanted to be rich. I was like, man, I can't be touching y'all. I'm trying to go to the league or something. You know what I
always
mean?
been this smart and well put together.
I was
huh,
trying.
Willie?
I was wild. I was a noob, but I was careful.
Okay.
It's called careful.
You was shit.
that means you didn't get nobody pregnant during your threesomes. Good job, Willie.
Good job.
Good job,
Yeah, way to go,
Willie.
Willie.
Good job, Willie.
Or twosome.
Good job.
Or twosome.
Or foursome.
Or
Good
foursome.
job.
Or
Willie,
foursome.
Good job, brother. Good job.
You always
Yo.
wear them hats. That's what
Flat
it is.
out.
We gotta say, hey, that's all the time we have for tonight. So if you're at home, quit it, all right? We'll see you tomorrow for more
always
candid
wear
conversations on Truth Talks. Be sure to follow us on all of our socials and right here on Fox Soul, YouTube.
was
Good night, everybody. Quit it. Don't you do it.
Good night. Wear a hat like Willie.
Strap up,
Cheers.
cap up.
Hats on.
Always
Keep the
make
hats
sure
on.
your Willie got a hat on.
Wait.
That's real.
Oh my goodness.
Whole time.